everyone's a little bit psychic on one level or another.
Absolutely. We're all empathic beings.
Yeah.
We all have psychic abilities. It just depends how far our dial is wound up and how aware of we are in it. If we start leaning into those pieces with compassion, curiosity, and an openness, then they're going to open up.
Hey guys, welcome to the Happy Way podcast, your go-to place for all things fun, happiness, well-being, growth, trust, and diversity. I am your host, Melissa Fideli, and I am here to inspire and connect everyone who chooses health and happiness so you can be your healthiest self and live life the happy way.
Hey guys, I'm so excited about today's episode because we are lucky enough to have Jason McGrice on the show. Jason is a gifted Reiki master, meditation teacher, and healer who is truly passionate about helping men and women heal their old wounds and reach for the best version of themselves by finding their truth within. Jason experienced anxiety and depression in his early 20s, which led him to find a spiritual practice that healed him from these lower energies. Today, he has over 18 years experience of being a light worker, and he is here to share his infectious positive energy with you all to help you heal from within. Welcome!
Hey.
How was that intro? Was that all right?
That was beautiful.
That was great.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. So I actually met Jason years ago when I did my first ever meditation class. So it was at a yoga studio in Adelaide, and I remember not really being sure what to expect, but it was such a great experience and really ignited my love for meditation and deep breathing and all of those things. So can you give us a little insight into what it is you do and how you do it and how all this energy stuff works?
Absolutely, thank you. Yeah, I was just reflecting on the first time we met before,
Yeah.
and I was certain it was at a meditation class.
It was.
So yeah,
I remember it very much. Yeah, it was
perfect.
great.
Yeah. So what do I do? I am essentially, I would say, the very fundamental of what I do is a spiritual healer.
Yep.
I'm a spiritual healer. So from that unfurls a whole lot of different ways that I love to share and express that in the world.
Yep.
And one of the main things is through meditation. And yeah, guiding people into depths where they can reach for different areas of themselves, which some might feel a little tender, but it's all about healing those parts, healing those beautiful parts, and allowing ourselves to unfurl into the best version of ourselves and the most expressed version of ourselves. So yeah,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So in regards to energy, if
Yes.
you had to explain how the energy exchange works in your...
Yes. Yeah.
How would you explain that?
Absolutely. Well, as a Reiki master, we channel energy.
Yep.
Channel energy from what you would call source. Some people
Yep.
like to call it the universe, God,
Yep.
nature, Mother
Yep.
Earth. We can sort of swap out a lot of those words for the same word, and I feel very comfortable with using any of them. Some people have a little trigger when they use the word God, but it's like, it's all the same to me. It's all one. It's all consciousness.
Yeah.
So channeling that energy into the person, into another vessel, into even a plant, into anything that has life force. We are channeling an energy of unconditional love. We're channeling an energy of deep spiritual wisdom and innate knowing within that energy. And that energy, in its fundamental basis, wants to bring the vessel that it's channeled into back into balance.
Okay. Amazing.
Yeah. And that's all, that's like physical, emotional, anything. Balance.
So we're always just looking for that balance.
Yeah. I mean, and we don't have to always be in balance. When we swing the pendulum into different areas of our life to reach to our edges or even beyond, like way beyond our comfort zones, sometimes we may feel out of balance, but there's always that pendulum going to come back. Okay. So it's just expanding ourselves in different ways. Yeah.
So tell us about your journey from anxiety, depression to becoming a light worker like you are now. How did you heal yourself? What were you experiencing? How did you move through that?
Yeah. When I was 19, I was smoking a lot of weed.
Okay, yeah.
And for the few years before that as well.
Yeah.
And it came to this point where I just deeply knew inside myself that this wasn't my path. But I was sort of stuck in that space as a teenager, exploring, and with my friends who were doing the same thing. And one night we had a session, and I ended up in the emergency department.
Wow.
And I had a oxygen mask put on me, some Valium, and had a drip in my arm just to try and bring me back down to earth. And I was looking up at the up at the fluoro lights on the table in the emergency department, and I literally thought that was the lights of me, leaving this earth. I thought I was dying. And from that moment, there was a seed of something that had been placed in me that I thought I was going to die of a heart attack as a 19-year-old. For 3 or so years, it was the constant thread of my thoughts. It was every second of every day. I would clasp at my chest at any moment and just think I was about to die, drop dead. And for a 19-year-old who was actually reasonably fit, it's such a random thought to have, but it was so real in my body. And the only way I knew how to alleviate that stress and to bring myself back to some form of calm was through something that I'd learned about 4 years ago. And so thankful for my mum and my family and the environment that I grew up in. I actually did a Reiki course at 15.
Wow.
Yeah, so did Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 as like a children's sort of Reiki 1, Reiki 2.
Okay.
And not as in depth as, a Reiki 1 that I would run, but very much the fundamentals of what you need to know. And I leant back into those healing modalities. I started meditating. Even the doctor that I went to get my heart checked on an ECG suggested maybe I have anxiety. And maybe I should try meditation. Wow. So I was so thankful for that doctor for that, because they could have easily handed me a script for antidepressants or anything like that. Yep. And that sort of sent me on this journey of self-discovery. And, for a lot of the time on the floor when I was laying down meditating, I was having an anxiety attack. But it was like this silent anxiety attack where I was just peeling back the layers of what this meant, what I was experiencing. And through Reiki, through spiritual healing, through meditation, that really plucked me from that space.
Wow.
Yeah, but it wasn't super short. I still experienced about 3 years of this, but I went to a depth, and then it was just step by step by step by step, and trusting myself and leaning more into my worth. Yeah. The deservedness of not living a life full of anxiety. Yeah, it was a process, but I got there. Yeah, you got there. And then, that's unfurled into everything that I do now. Yeah, so,
wow. Yeah. Because it's such a heavy, anxiety is just, it's so heavy, and you feel like you're not worthy and that you can't do these things with your life, and that it's constantly there. So knowing that just by, practicing every day on something like meditation and just sitting with it and being still and learning to breathe again, it really can change your life. And like you said, it may not be a short process, but it is something that if you stick to it can help you, and you can heal. Yeah.
Consistency is key. Yeah. But also I've now, through my healing that I do for people and for the healing that I do for myself, I really have changed a paradigm and thought process in my mind that things have to take a long time, because I've seen stuff happen really quickly, like miracles happen. Yeah. And one of the affirmations that I tell some of my clients, especially some of them who are going through some, cancer or, just some of the worst stuff that we can be having, don't block yourself off from being the miracle. Yeah. You can be the miracle as well, and we can really transcend this stuff very quickly and heal the deep shit really quickly.
Wow. So it's also having that belief in what you're doing in yourself, believing I am a miracle, I am healing, using those positive affirmations as well as all these amazing tools to get you through. So
when we get to inform our body, our brain, and our brain informs our body, we rewire neurological pathways, and we can literally just transform our experience from second to second. But it's these old thought patterns that were the ones that led me into lack of self-worth and those experiences of anxiety in my body, they really held me captive for so long. And perhaps it was a level of maybe immaturity or lack of life experience, lack of what it actually means to heal. Through now being evidenced those pieces for years and years and years, I know that this stuff can happen really quickly. But that was the journey I needed to go on. And the fact that it took quite a long time, I feel like that was actually the tension needed for me to actually say, you know what, I actually want to do this for other people. And that was the seed of purpose that was planted in me that has never gone anywhere. It's still as strong as it was on the first day. So,
So you have 5 million plays on Insight Timer, which is a global meditation app, which is amazing. And I think I've probably contributed to about 1 million of those. So the melting stress, fear and anxiety is definitely a favorite of mine.
Amazing.
Can you explain a little more about what meditation actually is, how it works and how our listeners can create a meditation practice that works for them, because it can be different for everyone.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. First of all, meditation is a practice to expand a level of self-awareness and expand it quite exponentially. Within that, it's going to wipe away stress, anxiety, fear. Fatigue is a massive one, especially in the day and age we live in, with everyone so just hyper-stimulated. We get to, if there's a consistent practice, we get to really wash away that stuff really quickly. In terms of what or how you can actually start a practice or what you can do, I really suggest to people, yes, of course, listen to my stuff, but I feel like there's so many people out there, there's so many styles of meditation out there, and there's not one sort of big brush stroke for everybody. Everyone's going to experience something differently. Some people won't like a male's voice. Some people won't like an Aussie accent. There's like different things. Some people will love that, which is awesome. But really try different types of meditations. Insight Timer is a fantastic place to start. There's so many people on there and so many different styles. Some there's just music. Some there's binaural beats, which have particular frequencies which resonate in both of your ears, which allow your brain to sink into a particular brainwave state. They're like beautiful ways to start, because there's no pressure on guidance. There's no pressure of having to be somewhere. You just be. In your space, in your body, experiencing. For someone with a lot of anxiety, that might actually be, that tension in that space might actually be too much, and they need a bit of guidance, a bit of a handhold to walk them through a journey. And so just try a few. Try mine, but try a few.
You have to try yours. They're amazing. You have such a calming voice. They're definitely my favorite. All the girls at Happy Way were so excited that I had you on today, because they're like,
so
we
cool.
all listen to his meditations. They're so good. So yes. Now, when it comes to creating your meditation practice, what's long enough? What's not long enough? Like, is there limitations? Like, and how often should you be doing it?
Yeah, amazing. I was just going to mention as well, there's so many other types of meditation in terms of like non-guidance. So there's mantra-based meditation where you speak a mantra or a mantra, Aussie accent, but mantra, which is like transcendental meditation, Vedic meditation, the being technique with One Giant Mind, who is a company I used to work for and very fond of. That's my personal meditation practice. And 20 minutes in that is equivalent to about 4 hours of sleep. So the way the brainwave state that it puts your body into, in your brain into, and then what that transfers into your body, that's 4 hours of sleep.
So 20 minutes of meditation is 4 hours sleep.
Yeah, in particular types of meditation.
Okay, which ones?
Well, those ones like transcendental, Vedic.
I'm writing these down.
Technique,
Amazing.
So in those types of meditation practices, their philosophy is to meditate twice for 20 minutes per day.
Okay, wow.
So you do the math, that's 8 hours of sleep essentially on top of like your sleep.
Wow.
So of what that can actually do. So when you start to sort of see that, it's like, whoa, there's some like tangibility of what that could actually do to someone's body. And that's why the stress, fatigue, anxiety washes away like really quickly. Yes, you may go through a bit of an unstressing process where it's like some of that can be quite cathartic, like you're going through and letting go of a lot of baggage really quickly, but out the other side of that, it's like the bliss.
Wow.
And if you can have support through that, so if you see a healer or if you've got your meditation guy or girl, whoever's there to support you through those processes, that's really helpful as well. But in terms of if you're just getting started, you're like, what do I want to listen to? It's like jump on and listen to a 10-minute piece of guided meditation. My morning ritual is like a banger for that. It's just like super quick. There's gratitude in there. There's like a whole lot of visualization pieces. It grounds people. It's like the little package which is just like here start.
Start your day with this and you'll feel amazing afterwards.
And if you really loved that and you got a lot out of that, then there's Moon Connection for the end of the day. It's like let's bookmark our days with the meditation because we sort of want to come from a sleep state and prime ourselves with our best foot forward for all of the energy that we want to bring into the day. It's like reminding ourselves, it's like positive programming. And then at the end of the day, once we've been through our work, once we've done all the pieces, it's like let's defrag, let's disconnect, like on the spiritual energetic side, and just allow ourselves to slip into our sleep state in a little bubble of goodness.
Because during the day we latch on to so much different energy. There's so much happening. There may have been, a distressing situation at work or something. And, doing that meditation before bed, I find that it's such a good way to just cut all those ties and disconnect, and then you can actually relax.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to relax
And
when you've got a million things.
Just before you sleep.
I know, yes. I'm getting better at it.
The bedroom is only for 2 things, and that's sex and sleep.
Yes, the 2 S's.
No TVs, no phones, no nothing. It's like, let's just get rid of those things, because, we're just clogging ourselves with it all day anyway.
Oh, I know. Well, that's what I mean. We're on it all day, and then it's time to switch off. If you're scrolling, you're probably going to see a whole bunch of negative, terrible crap that's going on that you don't want to see, you don't want to hear about right before you go to bed.
Comparing.
Exactly. Yeah, all of that.
Not cool.
Okay, get off your phone, guys.
Get off your phone.
Only listen to the podcast and that's it.
Exactly.
So something I want to ask you about is, how do we let go? I know that holding on to things like past situations, relationships and trauma can actually only manifest into something worse in the future. So what is a gentle way to start releasing and letting go, and how does meditation and energy play a role in this?
Yeah. Come see me for healing.
Yes.
And then we can dive into these things really beautifully. It's really beautiful to have support around some pieces. Some of them feel really tender, and it's something that you want to do on your own, and that's completely fine. There's so many ways in which you can do it. But when releasing, letting go, you have to bring quite a level of acceptance and like love and compassion into those spaces, and really love on the perpetrator or the person who was on the other side of that, all of the energies of maybe blame that you cast out into the world. It's like taking some ownership, taking some acceptance of what was, and things are going to start to defrag and detach and unhook from your energetic body. But depending on what you're letting go of, there's a big sliding scale of like from like miniature things to massive traumas and what have you. So diving into some of those deeper pieces, our brains and our bodies are very smart. We can compartmentalize things, we can block things off from memory and what have you. So to be able to be guided in a beautiful, safe environment, to be taken back to some of these things which may feel a little darker and maybe scary to reconnect to, especially when they're from like inner child, like your younger child sort of working. We're doing inner child healings and what have you, even past life stuff. We can go as esoteric as you like. Having some support can be very, very helpful in that. And my tagline on my website is "Heal the deep shit lightly." And I don't always feel that we have to go in and feel to the exact depths of what we felt in those moments. Yes, we can feel a sensation, but to re-traumatize the body is not helpful. But there are some beautiful processes which take us to these other spaces like breath work, somatic releasing and all sorts of stuff, where we can actually move our body, and our body takes us to those places, and we can release it quite cathartically but quite quickly as well. So there's many different ways we can attack, or attack's probably not the right word. We can lovingly disconnect and let go.
And let it go and just heal those places of you that may be a bit low and not as great as what you want to feel.
Absolutely.
And how do you think not letting go of that stuff kind of manifests? Like, especially if it's something you're aware of. A lot of the stuff, like you said, inner child or past life, we may not be aware of that, but the stuff like something that's happened and we're quite aware and we know that it's causing us insecurities and trauma and that kind of stuff. What do you think the consequences are of not trying to let that and release that go?
I think we probably start to attract more of that. We're really mulling on that vibration, that energy is still so present in our system. It's like, if you've just had a bad conversation or a negative conversation with a friend or your partner or whatever, you generally feel that in your stomach. Like it's a tangible energy that you feel in your body. So that just keeps going on, and that stuff manifests instantly to digestion issues. Like it manifests to everything, and the more you let that go on, you might get irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, and then just continues. It could continue into dis-ease within the body. That is, as far as you want to take it. So, it's really powerful to clear this stuff. And the awareness piece is the largest thing, because we can so easily just feel like that's our normal. Like that's life. But we so deserve to live such a richer life than hanging on this icky stuff. Yes, it's a human experience, but there's ways in which we can deal with that to live a far greater and more expansive life.
And move through it and So as I was navigating your website, you wrote Reiki was the gateway drug of spirituality for me. How does Reiki work, and how can we heal ourselves? Can you give us a little quick crash course in Reiki and what it is?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Reiki, it's actually the 100th year of Reiki being present, I guess, on Earth next year, which sounds, when I connected with Reiki, it feels so ancient. But, 100 years is essentially a very short time.
Yeah.
The thing is, that particular modality and the structures and the way that we use it is 100 years old. Okay. Reiki is universal life force. It's unconditional love. It's the building blocks of every single thing we see in life. So it's been around since for millennia and millennia upon millennia from day dot. The sequence of Reiki that we use is a beautiful asking of the universe, a connection to the universe, deep reverence of the universe and the energy that we can connect to. And we ask for connection through that, for it to come through our body, into my vessel, fill my vessel up, fill my heart up. And then from that space, when I am full, when I'm overflowing, then I can give. Okay. And and then hands-on, it's a hands-on healing technique. Yeah, that's probably important to mention.
Yes, yeah. So how do you do it? Like you just kind of use that energy and you transfer that energy onto another
person,
of take out the things that aren't serving them. And are you like in a way psychic? Is that, do you have to be psychic to?
You don't have to be psychic.
Okay, yeah.
People do find those pieces unfurl quite quickly.
Okay, wow.
Psychic gifts come in many shape and form. So we can hear, taste, smell, see. Yeah, all of the different sort of clairs they're called, like clairvoyance. And then there's even like claircognizance, which is just a knowing. It's like a deep level of intuition and knowing. So there's so many ways, and so many people already have.
Yeah, I was going to say all these things. Yeah, like even just your intuition. I feel like everyone's a little bit psychic on one level or another.
Absolutely, we're all empathic beings.
Yeah,
we all have psychic abilities. It just depends how far our dial is wound up and how aware of we are in it. If we start leaning into those pieces with compassion, curiosity and an openness, then they're going to open up. But we also have to inform the universe, like, hey, can you help me with these pieces? I want to feel more of this. It's like being in constant co-creation with the universe. That's when these things get to become really online.
Wow.
Yeah, so I have a very active third eye when I've got my hands on. So Reiki, hands-on healing or hands in the aura. So in the auric field, like above the body. So whenever I'm in those spaces, there's a constant role play of things going on in my third eye, and some of them you just think like, what are you trying to tell me?
Yeah, what is this?
But then when I tell the person afterwards, if I feel to tell them those exact pieces, it's always reflected to me like, oh my God, I saw that exact thing too, and I had no idea what that was, or oh my God, that's this, and like I can't believe you just told me that. So it's always like trust. Even when it's the kookiest shit you've ever seen, it's like, just trust.
I had an experience once. I had a healing. It wasn't that long ago. It was probably like a month ago. And I had the healing, and during the healing, all I could see was the colour yellow.
Yes.
And then at the end of the healing, happy way. It wasn't just work I was thinking about. At the end of the healing, the healer said to me, you have to heal your, I think it was my heart chakra, but it was the yellow chakra.
Sacral.
And
sacral. Solar plexus.
Solar plexus, yes.
We'll get there.
Yeah. And it was amazing. It was like we were both on the same wavelength in a way.
Absolutely.
Like what he was getting, I was seeing, and it was just, it was amazing.
It happens
like,
more often than not.
crazy.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, wow.
When you come into a space like that and there's such presence, such reverence, such ceremony in the experience, it's like your two energetic fields almost merge in this field of loving awareness, and what can be transmitted through that is just incredible.
Wow. It's amazing. Honestly, I've definitely found a lot of this healing to be so beneficial for me and my anxiety and just my life in general. It's just gives me a sense of clarity that I haven't got from other therapies. And different things work for different people.
Absolutely.
But I've just found that Reiki and this energy healing has been incredible. So
we start to like with Reiki and with meditation, we start to like really start having a beautiful intimate experience with ourselves, like never before. If you're going to see someone else for a talk therapy of different sorts, there's almost Not that it's not there, it's there, it's present.
Yes.
Because of the crude sensations of like talking,
Yeah.
we're missing out on the subtleties. So when we come back into the subtleties, there's so much richness in there, and perhaps even more richness. And for Reiki, yes, come and see me for a Reiki session.
Absolutely.
But also,
Yeah.
I teach Reiki.
Yeah.
So I teach you how to be the healer.
Wow.
How for you to heal yourself.
Yeah.
And through meditation and Reiki, like they are two tools of empowerment that, they just change people's lives.
Wow.
They really do.
Yeah, they
It's
do.
it's beautiful.
Amazing. I want to do a Reiki course with you.
Please
I
do.
want to, yes. Do you offer online as well, or is it just...
both.
Oh, amazing.
So I've recently done or released Reiki Electrified, which is my online Reiki.
Oh, that is so good to know.
Currently in the middle of Reiki 2 Electrified, which is like Reiki practitioner. So people from all around the world. It's so incredible.
So
I love accents.
Yeah.
So like when I've got all these
so
people from around
good.
the world, I just like get so filled up.
Oh, amazing. So if you're in Adelaide, you can see Jason and he
Yep.
will do the Reiki course in
Reiki
person
workshop, yes.
or the healings, but you also offer online for anyone else around the world and around Australia. So that is so good to know. If I'm having a bad day and my anxiety is really intense and out of control, can you give us some tips on how to create a bit of a rescue meditation that we can do anywhere at any time? If I'm at work or if I'm in the car and I need to pull over, can you walk us through a bit of a rescue meditation that we can do to recenter and refocus and just calm our anxiety?
Absolutely. Are you wanting me to drop into a meditation
I mean,
right now?
look, if you want to, amazing, go for it. But if not, you can just talk us through it. But
Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy to drop a meditation on the fly whenever.
oh my God, do it.
All right.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
I'll stop talking.
That's okay. Let me just have a deep breath myself.
Okay, yeah, all right. I'm going to close my eyes and really tune into this one.
First and foremost, if I was to set up a meditation for someone, it's okay, let's just take a couple of deep breaths.
Yep.
Get into a nice, comfortable position, whether you're sitting, whether you're laying. A lot of people, if they're in their car, they're driving in peak hour, they're like, holy shit, I need to pull over and I'm having a panic attack.
Yes.
Let's just wiggle your body,
move your body.
Let some of that anxiety out and express it in that way, and then sink down into your chair.
Okay.
And then we'll get into it.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's allowing your body to come into this beautiful, soft process. Taking some beautiful deep breaths into your vessel. Sinking further and further into the weight of your body on your chair, on your mat, wherever you may be. And encouraging these deep bellied breaths into your body, drawing in a richness from nature, from beyond the stars, from within yourself. And taking these breaths in through the nose, deep down into your belly, expanding your experience, and releasing all the way out through your mouth. Taking another deep, beautiful breath into the base of your belly, expanding your belly, expanding your chest, and allowing that wave of air to roll out through your open mouth. Allowing this breath to lovingly but powerfully disconnect you from any of the energies present in your body that are not here for your highest good or for the highest and greatest evolution of your soul. Bringing in, accepting in that nurture from nature, from the Earth Mother, from beyond the stars. And in your own time, taking another 5 incredibly nurturing breaths, grounding your body, bringing you back into a sense of balance, composure, and empowerment. And that, my friend, is how you meditate.
Oh, that was great. Oh my God, I need to have you on every week just so we can do a meditation.
I'll just do a little intro. Don't worry about your intro.
Oh no! Don't worry about you. It's about me. That was so nice.
Yeah, thank you.
That was beautiful. I felt my body like kind of like my shoulders were melting down, and I was just really relaxing into my chair, and it was nice.
Yeah, there's a real experience that happens within the body, and once you tap into that,
wow.
You know, with my healing work and Reiki, everything that I do, like a meditation, I infuse it with that energy. Beautiful. It's a real intention that I have, and I know, and it's been reflected to me so many times, like through Insight Timer. I listened to your meditation, but I felt this. Like, what was that? It's like, that was Reiki.
Wow.
So it's just incredible to see that time and space doesn't matter.
No.
The intention was there, the energy was there, the energy is ever present, and it continues to work. So it's wonderful to see that millions of people can experience that, and that's like, you know, that's what I feel my purpose is, like exponentially light working.
That must be such an incredible feeling for you, like knowing that there is, you know, Insight Time is only one app and that's got 5 million views, but that's 5 million people that have experienced your healing. You know,
or just 5 people.
Yeah, just 5, but still it's just you've reached these people who are somewhere in the world and they have experienced that and they felt that.
It's pretty special.
Pretty special.
Yeah, some of the messages that I've received over the years of like the healing that has taken place, it's beyond mind blowing, and sometimes I really have to sort of just sit back and soak that in, like just accept what has happened. It's like, okay, well, that's really profound, but okay, on to the next thing. But it's really important to take that time and just honor what has been and
celebrate that.
Celebrate is the word.
Of course. Beautiful. So this is probably a really obvious question, but I'm going to ask you anyway. I think I already know the answer. But what is one thing you have to do for yourself every single day that you cannot go without? I personally think that you're going to say meditation, but let's see what you think.
Absolutely. That's something that is pretty much a non-negotiable.
Yes.
Do I meditate every single day? No.
Okay.
Do I want to meditate every single day? Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes it just, things like life happens.
Yeah.
But also, it's also about creating a life in ceremony, a life in ritual.
Yeah.
So for me, what that means is, you know, we just got a sauna a few months ago.
Okay.
And like, you know, my wife and I go in and have like a 45-minute sauna most mornings.
Yeah.
And I mean, that is extremely meditative. Am I doing the exact, you know, mantra-based meditation that I would normally do in there?
Yeah.
No. But am I sitting in beautiful silence and just soaking up, you know, what it is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I mean, that is a meditation to me. There's so many places we can walk down through the streets of the city here, and we can be in extreme mindfulness and bring an acute level of awareness to our surroundings, to the subtleties, the birds, the sunshine, the whatever's happening. That's a meditation.
Wow.
So yes, am I meditating every day? Yes.
Yes, you
I
are.
am.
In
But
one form or another.
Yeah, absolutely. Would I love to be meditating every single day in the particular style that I choose? Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes, just lately, it hasn't been happening.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm so okay with that because there's so many other outlets, breath work and just other modalities that I'm diving into, and I'm really expanding and experiencing different things right now. Going through a bit of a shake-up of my offerings, and not that meditation Reiki will never, like, will always be present.
They'll always be
absolutely.
your core,
But it's like there's these other pieces of evolution of my soul that I'm feeling drawn to, and leaning into those things. So in the past I would have given myself a really hard time for not meditating every single day, but I just know that there's something else cracking open, and I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
Feels a bit edgy.
Yeah,
but it's like,
look at you getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Good on you.
But you know, I have all the capabilities and capacity to do that, so it's
amazing.
like, it's beautiful to do.
Incredible. Well, I can't wait to see what you have in store for us.
Thank you.
I'm always on checking and seeing what's going on. I think it's amazing. So a question I ask everyone before I finish up is, what is one thing you wish you could tell your younger, more anxious self? I have so much compassion for that guy. Yeah. It's like getting me all sentimental and slightly emotional. But no, it's just something about like just know your worth. Like really like trust yourself. Trust yourself for your path, and like know that you are worth your path.
Because when I was going through that anxiety, I was studying aquaculture and like marine biology, and I had a pathway set for me, a timeline that I could see clearly of like working in that industry and swimming with dolphins and whales, like the quintessential marine biology sort of thought. And that didn't take place, and a huge amount of that was from self-worth. And it's not to mean that I don't love this path. Like this is my purpose and my passion. But to miss out on pieces of life because of self-worth was like a huge piece. And I really can see so many moments where I didn't reach into the fullness of that because I was scared. Because I didn't think I was worth or worthy of it. So it's just lean into your worth and like, you are worthy. Like grab his little face and say, you are worthy. I
want to say that to me. I just want to,
everyone probably needs to say that to themselves because we are conditioned in society for a very low self-esteem and low self-worth, and we're really working against a system that it's not really here for us. And to step into some tools of empowerment, some enriching our lives in different ways, like that is what's going to really pluck us out of that stuff and drop us into the goodies. Oh,
that was beautiful. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you for everything today. It's been so good. Your meditation, just hearing about your experience and how Reiki and meditation can heal us and help us feel better and be better.
Absolutely. Really taking the driver's seat of your life and being able to steer that back onto, a super slick raceway track.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you. So that brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I hope that you have taken even just one piece of wisdom from this episode that you can apply to your life to help you grow and be a happier and healthier version of you. Please like, subscribe, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, and make sure to share us on your socials. Sending lots of love to you all. Bye.